FORA.tv. The world is thinking.
Well, the science in this book is preoccupied with global warming, and as Louise said, I think rightly, unless you can think of a precedent, maybe Martin Amos's London Fields a bit with the climate going haywire, but you seem to have bitten off a very big subject and have it, at least for the time being, more or less to yourself.
I take no comfort from that. I think there will be, it's bound to encroach, because it's going to have private repercussions, not just geopolitical repercussions. When people have to move their homes or flee their countries because they're inundated by rising sea levels, this will play out on the terrain that the novel loves, which is the personal. So it is bound to. It'll come, I'm sure. And not that I want it to, but I think it's bound to come.
Having looked into this more closely than maybe not scientists, but most of us humanities types, how would you handicap our chances?
Well, we're at an interesting moment in the whole debate. Public trust in the science has plummeted. Partly, I think, there were three elements. There's the disillusionments post-Copenhagen in December, the UEA emails, and the misreporting in the IPCC report of the glacier melt in the high Tibetan plateau, out by a factor of 10, which is a serious error. The thing is that it used to be said that the human brain was the most complex object in the known universe, known to us.
Not anymore?
No, I think that if we count in the Earth's climate systems plus the biosphere in their interactions, it's probably a more complex system. Now,
that's a literary form of heliocentrism replacing geocentrism. We're not the
something has replaced us as an object of study of complexity. It is probably the most complex thing there is known to us. Climate science is very, very young. Science itself, or scientists themselves, are no different from the rest of us. They are rowdy, they can be egomaniacal, they're competitive. And I think partly the disillusion at the moment is that sections of the public thought that scientists were above all these things, that somehow their objectivity removed them from these things. But a lab or a science department in a college or university, and especially when it's competing for funds with others, is as human and messy as any other institution. So a jealous or slightly catty email from one academic in UEA, Phil Jones, to another about wanting to stop the publication of a paper by a rival that was too skeptical in position. Well, the point to remember is that paper was published. It was in the IPCC. He didn't succeed in suppressing it. He wanted to, but so it's said. What is the other stuff in the emails? Tree ring data, a curve, a bit of missing information. You extrapolate the curve. He called it a trick. Well, it was an extrapolation. A huge amount of mileage has been made by this, by not the skeptical camp, but by the denialist camp. Now, skeptics, I think skeptics are great. We need as much skepticism as possible. Science thrives on it. But the denialists are really the people, they seem to have a lot of money and a lot of influence. My challenge to the denialists is to go out and gather empirical data, send up your own satellites, go crawling across the Earth's surface and measure, put it up for peer review, and if you can demonstrate to us that the Earth is not warming, then we'll crack out the champagne. But otherwise, you must join the debate on the terms of empiricism. This is not about ideology or faith. It's simply about the facts. But the skeptics have actually done some very useful stuff. There's some very good, tough-minded people out there constantly hounding the published science. And I think that's fine. Science needs that.